皆さんこんにちは。今回は YouTube チャンネルジャイ・マカリスターからサム・グッドマン選手のプロモーターであるジョージ・ローズ氏、オーストラリアの著名なスポーツジャーナリストのピーター・バデル氏、そしてスポーティングニュースオーストラリアによるサム・グッドマン選手のインタビューを取り上げ翻訳しました。それでは早速見ていきましょう。
Georgios, congratulations. Great night here at the boxing. Fantastic night overall. Let's talk firstly about Sam Goodman. Pretty comfortable in the end, I thought. Georgie looked really good, sort of rounds all the way through 5 through 6. Didn't really take any rounds off. Bucko was quality, but Goodman showed his class tonight.
I think you've got to give credit to Sam on that one too. He made it look that way. I thought Bucko was a very, very wily opponent, very dangerous opponent, and he came to really try and take Sam's head off. He put the pressure on Sam, and Sam stood up. I was really impressed with Sam's performance. I thought Sam's pressure was what got him the win there, and he looked really slick. He looked very slick out there. Landed some beautiful punches and got the shutout victory, almost a shutout victory.
Absolutely. We saw how emotional he was after the fight and how much that meant to him. I don't think any of us really truly realised how much pressure he had on himself and his family to actually get through this after what's happened. So is that something that you need to rationalise with him as his promoter as well, to say, look, Sammy, stay focused, we'll take care of everything after this, but just make sure you get the job done first tonight?
Yeah, I think, you experience hard times in life and it makes the good times feel all the more better. The fact that he's gone through that last 6-month period that he had to experience and had to deal with, it's going to make it all the more sweeter when he reaches the top of the mountain and he's crowned the world champion. He's put in all the work to deserve to be world champion, and this period that he's just been through, it's going to make it all the more sweeter for him when he holds that belt.
I think it's only a matter of time until he gets that shot. I think we all know that. If Inoue does fight Akhmadaliev next, which it looks like will happen, that looks to me to be closer towards a 50-50. I mean, Inoue's looked slightly vulnerable in recent times. Do you have a preference on who you'd like him to fight eventually for that world title?
Look, we would love to fight Inoue. He's a superstar. He's a legend of the sport, and he's a person that you would love to become undisputed in defeating. Regardless of that, whoever he has to fight to be a world champion, Sam Goodman's earned the shot. He continues to earn the shot. Tonight, again, he proved that he deserves that shot against a very tough opponent. He'll keep busy, he'll keep fighting and keep putting his hand up and saying that he wants to be the world champion and he deserves his shot.
So is it a patience game now, George, with what may or may not come? I know you can't confirm, if he'll fight, for example, in Las Vegas or if he'll fight again here first, but is it just a patience game, maybe one more, and then after that it'll just, eventually the time will come and then it'll be ready to go again?
We'll look to get Sam back in the ring around August, September.
オーストラリアのスポーツメディア、FOX スポーツによると、両目の周辺にできたカットの影響で、7月にティムズー選手と同じ興行に出場するという望みは消えてしまったようです。この興行とは、7月19日に行われるマニー・パッキャオ VS マリオ・バリオス、ティムズー VS セバスチャン・フンドラがダブルメインを務めるイベントのことですね。今週初め、グッドマン選手のプロモーション会社であるノーリミットは、このイベントのアンダーカードで IBF または WBO の暫定王座をかけた試合の交渉を進めていると明かしていました。しかし、今回のカットを受けて、ラスベガスではなく地元での暫定王座獲得を目指す方向へ計画を変更したとしています。対戦候補として名前が挙がっているのは無敗のフィリピン人カール・ジェームズ・マーティン25勝無敗や元チャンピオンマーロン・タパレス40勝4敗といった実力者たちです。そしてその試合は9月に開催する方向で調整中とのこと。ちょうどその時期は井上尚弥選手の次戦が予定されている時期でもあります。グッドマン JA の狙いは9月に暫定王座を獲得し、2026年に井上選手との対戦を実現させることのようです。
We'll look to get him back in as soon as possible and, keep working towards that shot at the world title. He's number one in the IBF. He's rated across all sanctioning bodies, so he's a guy who deserves a shot, absolutely deserves a shot. And there's not many out there who are putting their current ranking on the line in fights like tonight. It's crazy that nobody else across the world would do what Sam's doing. When you're number one in the IBF already, he's still putting it all on the line tonight against an opponent like Sisavaka, who could have at any point, took that fight away from Sam and took that opportunity away from Sam. But he put everything on the line tonight, and I loved seeing him do it.
Pete, well done on the broadcast, mate, but what a great night of boxing. We saw Sam Goodman come through. Let's talk about that first of all. Great win in the main event. And Pete never really looked troubled. For someone that had the weight of the world on his shoulders, we heard you talk about the financial stress he's been under, the pressure, the world rankings on the line. He looked very comfortable in there, and he let it kind of show afterwards. But, up until then, mate, he was fantastic.
Absolutely. Look, I think the Ghost exercised some demons tonight. I mean, it's been 10 months since he's been in the ring. He had every reason to be a bit nervous.
ゴーストはグッドマン選手のニックネームです。
Especially after the Inouye disaster and the devastation around the two cuts that derailed his world title bid. But I've got to say, he was in control from the first round. I mean, I was amazed at how there was no sign of ring rust. He slipped straight into the groove. I thought his movement was amazing. His distance control was supreme. His ability to execute shots, his shot selection, his ability to pressure Varka, we're almost like Tim Tszyu, like pressure, the stalking presence, even though Varka was physically the bigger man by the looks of it. So Sam Goodman, to me, showed tonight, outside of Inouye, he's the best super bantamweight in the world.
Just talking to George Rose, Pete, about whether or not Inouye beats Akhmadaliev, if that's what happens next. It looks like Eddie Hearn's sort of been touting that as the next fight for Inouye. He's looked vulnerable a little bit recently, Pete. I mean, I wouldn't say to a point where, he's guaranteed to end up with a defeat, but does he just maybe not care at junior featherweight anymore, Pete? Is it just like he wants to go up and get some bigger fights, or do you think he can genuinely be beaten by Akhmadaliev?
I think he can be beaten, but it's a good point you make, Stevie. I mean, when you're 30-0 and you've dominated the division for as long as you have, there must enter a stage of your mind where you think, if I slip in the fourth gear when I've got 5 or 6 gears, I can probably still get the job done. Look, he got caught by Lewis Neri in the first round. He got dropped again by Cardenas just the other week. So he's shown some vulnerabilities. Look, I don't know if I'm honest. I said in the coverage, is Sam Goodman good enough to beat Inouye? Let's be honest. I mean, I'd love to see Sam Goodman do it. We all would as Aussies, but I don't think his best is better than Inouye's best. However, if Inouye is slightly off, that's all Sam Goodman needs, because I think he's probably one of the fittest boxers in the world. He's got the IQ to beat Inouye. He hasn't got the power in my eyes, but if Inouye's slightly off, which he has shown it lately, he leaves openings because he can get a little bit reckless. I think Sam Goodman can capitalise, and there's no reason he couldn't pull off a boil over.
I knew I was up. Honestly, I had a moment there 6 rounds in where I was thinking, I feel like I haven't been touched on. And we were starting to press the pace. I think it was round 8. I slipped on the canvas and he did hit me with a good shot straight away. And I felt my eye puff up straight away. Wasn't stung or anything, but I slipped straight into it. I felt it swell up, had to move. Next round, bang, head clash. I'm like, fuck, here we go again. I'm cut, my eyes swelling up. It was clean up until that, and then it was sort of managed way next through the next 3 rounds. But I knew I was up. I felt in complete control. Even when I thought he knew I wasn't hurt. He would have pressed, I think, a bit harder and had a bit more of a go. He knew he was down and knew he had no answers really.
Is it nice to know that eye didn't open up?
Oh, look, I was pretty confident in camp, and like I said, I was at the fight now. I've been cut in fights before. I got cut again tonight. I'll deal with it. I'll adapt. I'll overcome it. I'll win, and that's what I've done. And look, I'll find a way. That's what I do. I'm a smart fighter. I tell you this time again. Tonight was about getting back, getting that momentum. And man, the shit I'm sick of saying it, but I went through some shit this last 6 months, some shit, and I'm out the other side now, just about, not completely, but it's a start, and we'll be back in the gym, and my team will look to do what's best for me next.
Were you surprised he didn't get a bit more urgent a little earlier?
I think he felt my strength pretty early. I think I stung him once to the body when he tried to press forward early, and I would have liked to probably get to the body a bit more early, but I was sort of, almost had the reins on me a little bit to be controlled, be smart, and so I probably didn't press as much till I think 6 rounds in was the plan to start her up. We've took all the sting out of him, and we can start to press. And I think he felt my strength early in a few little exchanges where I could move him around easy and use my strength. People underestimate how strong I am in there, and bigger fighters will tell you. People in Australia will tell you that I spar. Ask them if they back me up. None of them can.
Outside of boxing, what has the last 6 months been like for you?
Mate, I can give you some laughs, mate. I've had to fucking steal fucking dog food from Cole, so there's a headline for you, mate. My dog wasn't eating if I fucking didn't friggin', mate. Like, I was flat out fucking broke. I mean, not a dollar, friggin' home loans coming out my ass, friggin' sniffing everyone I know, like borrowing money off this person, that person. Mate, it has been fucking hell. It's, mate, yeah, look, mate, oh fuck, like, it's, man, I've had to rely on some people around me to help get me through this, and mate, if I didn't have them, well, I'd be fucked.
How do you sort of, I know you were quite determined, focused during fight week. Like, it didn't feel like you were letting that part of the last 6 months in. How do you sort of get through that?
Man, just doing what got me here. Hard work, getting back in the gym, listening to people that, you know what's best, my team. Mate, the direction and what they lay out for me, that's gospel, you know, from the boys at No Limit, from my team at Complete Boxing. I say it all the time, I've got the best team. And, mate, it shows in the work, not just with me, but like the other boys, you know, you're starting to see Jason Fawcett, he's starting to listen to us, you know, he's starting to follow the plan, and he's starting to, you know, do great things. Colin Mazzuti is flying at the moment, he's Australian champion. So we've got a strong stable, you know. Kay Scott, she's been a absolute staple in women's boxing for years and years, and, you know, she's led the way out of our gym. So, mate, we've got a strong team, and that's all ahead, you know, that's all ahead from, you know, Joel Keegan and Luke Phipps, and, man, they're absolute, you know, like I said, their word's gospel to me.
ジェイソン・フォーセット選手、コーエン・マズディア選手、ケイ・スコット選手はいずれもグッドマン選手と同じジムに所属する選手たちです。ジョエル・キーガン氏はグッドマン選手のヘッドトレーナーを務めています。一方、ルーカス・フィリップス氏についての詳しい情報は確認できませんでした。
We've asked it before, mate, but where do you go from here? What are your thoughts?
Man, I'd love to tell you. My thoughts are we push for my shot again. I want the shot at it anyway. I want my chance. I'm not saying he's dodging or anything like that. Look, I know what happened to me. Mate, it was shit. It was terrible. Mate, people want to say ducking and dodging, mate. That financially is fucked me. It crippled me for fucking 6 months of my life. Like, hey Rick. Like, honestly, it's mate, the stress that's put on not just me, my family, mate, massive.
Welcome into a very special boxing scene today. When you talk about the success of Pro Box TV fighters, one of the top names, Angelo Leo, two-time world champion, won his title last year in a knockout of the year contender, has a big fight coming up in Japan. Watch it right here on Pro Box TV. Jimmy Smith.